Okay, I have to mute OBS for the intro now since the mic doesn't have a mute switch. Okay, we have a decision to make. So first off, hello. Hope everyone's days are going well. Here is the dilemma, all right? This week, I recorded a video where I needed VGA capture, and it turns out that after I got this, I just turned it off because it's so easy to hit the power button. After I got this super cool touchscreen monitor that's hidden behind the chat here, okay? I got this, and we installed Kubuntu 2410 on it. Turns out I never reinstalled the VGA drivers, or the VGA capture drivers. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and, try and compile and get those installed so I can do VGA capture, and I couldn't. Oh, that's the other fun part, Vital Kniev, is...
from Belgium have joined. End of line.
Yeah, Vital Kniev, Ben and 20 Raiders, hello and welcome! That's a lot of people. Awesome. Yeah, so when in doubt, use an LTS. Okay. Fun fact, tell me what a newer LTS than 2410 is. So,
subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 39 months and says 39. How have I managed to stick it out for that long? End of line.
Yeah, exactly, Vital Kniev. Isn't that insane that there is no LTS after that? Anyway, Majeko, thank you for the 39. That's, is that just this? I think that's that. Thank you for the 39 months there of Prime sub, Majeko. They can get mainline kernel. Well, let's finish the thought here, okay? Was that why are you using a preserved copy of Windows earlier this week? Yes.
At tier 1. They've subscribed for 44 months.
44? Holy moly.
That's the number, I guess. End of line.
That's this number. Thank you. I appreciate that, Portizo. Don't always do emergency cookie baking streams, so I do occasionally get people tuning in. So yeah, here's the deal. Do we want to try installing I mean,
CHER 100 band stream was waiting to see if there were PSU flames. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits.
They've subscribed for 41 months, currently on a 41-month streak, and says 1 week and it's still not the end of line. Magicotech says CHEER 100.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.arch.
Lanesy, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 41 months. I appreciate that. Majenko? So here's the deal. How's CD changer development going? Well, that's one of the other fun things. So we're in a project dead zone here right now.
OWENMORTON 525 is gifting 1 tier 1 subs to Techtankis' community.
Mods
Gifted
can't ban
a total
mods.
of 1 in the channel.
Lame.
End of line. OWENMORTON 525 gifted a tier 1 sub to Tyler Boot. End of line.
Owen, thank you for the gifted sub there. I appreciate that. All right, here's where we're at. Okay, CD changer project. We can work on adding the camera functionality to the software, but I feel like that's going to be, I don't know. We could do that. Okay, that is one option. That is a path that we can make forward progress on. All right. VGA capture. Here's the thing. We could install 24 or 2504 right now, which is not a laser, not a laser disc. Laserdisc, the username there, your username tripped me up.
CHER109. This is a very odd number of bits, but someone I have a very odd number of bits on hand. So here, have a weird contribution to the hype train. End of line. Sleepy developer says CHER100. Sleepy Squadron reporting in slowly by your command.
Ben, thank you for the 109 bits, and Sleepy, thank you for the 100 bits there. Live for 7 minutes. Thought you were live at 8 p.m. local. Did you guys have like a daylight savings time or something? Laserdisc robot changer? I mean, some of them kind of are, if you know, they are the side changers. I don't know that exists, but I do know there are Laserdisc, I don't want to call them libraries, but maybe that's the word we could use. They're kind of like the Sharper Image CD drawers where you go up and you push a button and it pops out. They're made for the karaoke Laserdisc usage scenarios. And it might be where, you say like, oh, give me this song, and it's like, go over to this library, and it's that disc, and then you can pop that disc in there. But I don't know if there are any automatic changers. But there are those. They're pretty rare. I think I've only ever seen them once, and it was in a photo. No, it's not a jukebox. No. They're just standalone shelves. All right. They're not electronic in any way, as far as I'm aware. And they just have like numbers and then a button that you press and it like pops it out. I don't want to say eject because again, it's not electronic. It's just like spring loaded. Pretty rare outside of Japan. Yeah, that's probably the thing. Looks like I need to go turn the audio volume down on this. Let me do that real quick. Like, that's a little concerning since I recorded using these settings, but apparently I'm just loud. But I think we already knew that. Okay, that looks like it's probably better. So let's try that for a bit. Yeah, that looks like not peaking as badly. You know what? I just want to do this. I'm going to flip this around, and I'm just going to use claps, and then I'm going to have peak be, well, peak. So that peaked, crank that peaked, wow. That still peaks.
Ultimate says it's not electronic, it's just spring-loaded. Title of your wait,
yeah.
wrong stream. CHER 100. End of line.
That's gain level 1. What? How crazy do I have to set the gain lower? Holy moly. I had it set to high before. Now it's set to mid. I'm going to try setting it to low. Okay, so that is much lower. Let's see. LTS is 10 years before, but flavors only have it for 3 years.
Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 29 months. And says now everyone must listen to me. Hurrah. End of line.
First off, Ben, thank you for the 100 bits about spring and industrious, and thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 29 months. I appreciate that. Is that correct? That'll be 31. No, that's 30. So yeah, that's probably correct. Okay. Just wondering about the F and back. Oh, well. Oops. Oh, well. Okay. All right. I guess there was a little bit of an audio or a dropout. How is the audio now? I think it should be better. I turned the gain down and adjusted the level, so that should look better. Anyway, let me go over our options again for what we can do. It's quieter. Okay. Yeah, that quieter though sounds fine. Okay. I'm trying to strike a balance here, so this is kind of me talking, but I can see, like, here, let me just show you where I'm at in the level. Like, I don't think I should turn it up based on what I'm seeing. So when I'm speaking normally, I'm right in that yellow part, and then I'm kissing barely the bottom of the red. Well, I don't know. It's difficult. Maybe I don't remember if I'm supposed to be hanging out in here or if I'm supposed to be hanging out like barely there. I might want to bump it up just a little bit. I just wish it wouldn't clip as bad, but I'll turn it up just a touch. Looks like there's actually tracking over here, so if I turn that up a bit, okay, I'll try that, see what that looks like. Okay, so speaking over here now, if that's where I should be, that's loud. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, we'll go with that. That might be a little hot, but we'll just try it. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. I want to see where it goes down. That's not bad for the noise floor. Okay. Noise me immensely. They mark the dB scale in 5s. I don't know. It's linear, though, right? Yeah, Balconev's not wrong. There's a very real chance that the dropouts that are happening are because the connection is being saturated on my server by stupid web crawlers. I gotta install fail to ban at some point and get that working. Anyway, we're using precise dB scale. I got no clue, man. I don't know. There's options. What is that? Right click it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there's fast and precise. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Because I do everything in hardware, so I'm just looking at that for level-ish. And then there's the decay thing. Fun bar graph, but I don't know. All right, I'm not going to worry about that. Just ignore that. It's good enough for now. Okay, what do we want to do today? Do we want to probably not have enough time to implement the camera and get stuck waiting to do that, like maybe tomorrow? Do we want to try installing KDE 2504 or KUbuntu 2504 on a separate computer from the streaming computer? This is important because I have the DataPath RGB E1S right here, and we can test the drivers with that. And that way we don't have to do it live on this machine because I now have the Vision HD4 in here, which means that I have two DataPath cards that are compatible with the exact same drivers. So we don't have to test in production anymore. That's really nice. And then the other option is a wild card. So I dug out, it's basically the same as the DataPath one again. I dug out this thing. This is the Zebra scanner tablet that's x86. I kind of wanted to use this for controlling the ATEM, and then I remembered that I have the Dell tablet, and that makes way more sense to use than this. But I was thinking about installing a Wayland distro on this anyway, because it has like Ubuntu 22 on it for some reason. So it has weird touchscreen issues. So I was thinking about that, but it's not critical. But yeah. Vote Backseat Fest Linux install stream, port Zork to the data general. Sure, yeah. Because there's anything we could do with that even. I'm not playing it, that's for sure. Linux install. Well, Linux install is two of the options, technically. 3 hours getting the score in Hydro Thunder. I mean, we only have 2 hour stream now, 2 hour and 43 or 1 hour and 43 minute stream. But additionally, Hydro Thunders are considered inoperable currently because I need to replace the flybacks on them and I need to recap one of the CRTs. They work just fine. They work as fine as they have ever, but I don't want to screw over the CRTs by running them with poorly behaving analog circuits. So, yeah. Do non-production capture setup? Yeah. Well, so here's the downside to doing that, all right? We have two problems with trying to set up the capture setup test. One is that I don't know that I can compile the drivers on a newer version of Ubuntu because I tried to compile them on this and there is some kind of change that was made to the sound interface that's breaking compilation. So, yeah. Also, hello, Robert. Yeah, we might be able to fix that. We used to have problems compiling the datapath drivers for V4L, Video for Linux issues, and I had patched the drivers to do that, to work around it. So in theory, we could do that for the sound stuff. Buy flybacks for CRTs. First off, that's not as easy as you would think. Second off, I already did. The bigger problem is removing the CRTs. Anyway, so we have to modify the drivers, basically. We have to hack on the datapath drivers to get them to compile for a newer version. And then the other issue is that what month is it right now, number-wise, numerically? Also, I don't know how many of you realize this. Ubuntu release cycles. That it's year month. So 25/4, all right? That was April of this year. The next one is 10. 25/10. So I could wait 10 days, and then there would be a new version of Ubuntu, which would antiquate any effort. So it's buying flashbacks, not sure how hard it was, trying to find something slightly easy. Yeah. Well, I'm not looking for an easy stream. I'm just saying there's stuff I need to do. The VGA capture not working is a kind of high priority issue because it, sucks not being able to do VGA capture. It's a rock and a hard place problem. I'm probably going to have to modify the drivers. That's just almost certainly going to have to happen. So it doesn't really matter when I do that. Where you go, Debian 13? Nah, I don't think so. Install Linux twice, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, all right. It's closer to the middle of the month for you before the Ubuntu release actually stabilizes. I don't know. I don't really pay that close of attention. I never install them like as soon as they're available, so I've never done that. Normally, I would just install whatever the latest LTS release is. And the reason that I don't have an LTS on here, no, PC Magas, it is not. That's not an LTS release. That's one of the annoying things. I believe that is the first time that they didn't have every April be an LTS release. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I think before they were, but now they're not. Use a beta build and then hope it won't break if you update. Oh, that sounds awful. This is extra frustrating because I really don't do VGA capture a lot, as much as I would like to. And then I went to go and do it and it was broken. So. All right. I'm really not feeling the automaker or auto publisher stuff, so let's go ahead and do Linux install. Let me update titles and stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do for the YouTube side. Let me have a look, see if I got an old thumbnail that I could swap into. You know what? I'll update the title, and then I will just change the thumbnail later. And by that, I mean I will forget and then never do it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I don't have a scroll here, and everything has to hide scroll bars. There we go. All right, change. Yeah, it's not going to give me an old one. Yeah, I don't want to make a thumbnail on YouTube right now, so we're not going to do that. I hate the thumbnails on YouTube streams. On the one hand, it makes it nice because then you don't have to worry about that after, but then on the other hand, if I want to like change what I'm doing midstream, that kind of sucks. So, all right. VGA capture driver tests. Save. And then I'll update Twitch. All right. Twitch VOD will have the old stream name. Yeah, but no one cares about Twitch VODs, especially Twitch. All right. Let's go over what we're going to do today now. All right. That's an Epiphan DVI to PCIe. We're not using that. This is an AverMedia Live Gamer HD. No one should ever use that. And then this is a DataPath Vision RGB E1S. And that is the card we're going to be working with today. Now, to utilize that card, I need to go extract a computer. Again, I was doing some cleaning and I buried it, so now there's stuff on it. Let me move the stuff. Oh, that's a cool thing. I want to play with that someday, but it's too many things to play with. All right. For some reason, I always go for this test computer. The HP Z820. Alrighty. So this will be our test machine. It's a Bigfoot, so you know it's got to be out of focus naturally. There we go. Yeah, 6-minute boot computer. Very annoying. Alrighty. One benefit to this is that it's toolless, because I just have my handy dandy block of wood with duct tape around it for holding PCI cards in. There's supposed to be a snap on this. Hold on. There's supposed to be a snap that holds this little flap jigger in place, but that doesn't work. All right. What is that? Oh, that doesn't need to be in there. I'm just gonna make that hidden for now. Okay. There is a PCI slot right there, yes. Okay. So DataPath card going in. Now, my only goal here is to just get the drivers to work on 2504. The work that we do on this machine will probably translate to 2510. So it's probably not wasted effort. Let's put this in correctly. It's just gonna be annoying. All right. You know what? Let me do a thing here. I don't think this will be too difficult. Was your old switching to thread? I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay. So this is its current boot drive. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect it. SATA cable is, oh, there we go. Okay, it's just not long enough to make this comfortable to do. Let's not get a hair stuck in the connector. I have no idea where a long hair like that would come from. All right. There we go. That'll be our boot drive. So we'll just leave that out of the front of that thing, because why not? And then I'm going to stuff the original boot drive down in there. Okay. And now we're good.
44JH subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 38 months. End of line.
Chris, this thing's almost 30 years old now? No, it's not. Your eyes are deceiving you. It's long hair. It's weasel. It's not a long hair. It's a weasel. Gosh. 845, A54 4JH. Thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 38 months. I think that's this many. Thank you. I appreciate that. Scuzzy card, it was nice to see you again. Oh, that's not the one you made. That's a PCI one. The Scuzzy card you made is plugged into the Threadripper. I leave it in there. You could actually see a cable connected to it poking out of there. It's the gray one on top. That's constantly ready for me to connect Scuzzy drives to for archiving. I use it, so... So yeah, it's in service. There's nothing currently connected to it, but it's always ready. Okay, so we need stuff. I think this is capture, and I can actually just go get a straight up DVI cable. I conveniently already have a keyboard here because I was trying to get that thing to work and it didn't want to. I need a power cable. Let's see, that's a power strip plugged into another power strip. That's not what I want, but definitely encouraging to see. That is a cable. It's the shortest one well, it's not. I was going to say it's the shortest one I've ever seen, but that's not true. I actually have one that's about that long too. I keep wanting to use that for my Metcal, but then I never have a setup where it makes sense to use it. Let me just exchange this for a longer one. This is a very long one. Plug that in there. Should have grabbed a DVI cable while I was there. That would have been smart. Speaking of smart, I should grab a network cable. No, I don't need a network cable. I actually have one out there all ready to go. Using it with the ATEM, I'll just drag it over that direction. Okay, there's that, and then I think I just realized something. I thought I was all fancy here today because I was like, I don't use this monitor for anything, so I'm going to run the output of the ATEM into this so that I can easily reference that, because I used to have a monitor here. Don't worry about that. That's just the Raspberry Pi for internet falling down. I used to have my 10-inch monitor here, but I decided I'm too lazy to keep that or to keep moving that back and forth between here and the teleprompter, in that it's kind of messing up the mount on the monitor, so I stopped doing that. Anyway, the HDMI cable that was going to this goes to the scaler, so I can't use this because I need that. I'm going to need the scalar output. Although I don't know why it doesn't have a signal. That's a little concerning, but I'll figure that out in a moment. Where did the PS3 3D display go? Right there. PlayStation 3D display has never been in service on this workbench. When I do what you're doing, I always end up having to find PS2 keyboard, reset BIOS, because BIOS recognize USB keyboards. Oh man, do I need newer computers? I have a bad thing to tell you. But it sounds like you already know the answer. All right, plug this in there, and then this goes in over here. And then I'm going to grab my flashlight and just look at the capture setup, because I see that braided HDMI cable I just plugged back in going down into there. I just want to make sure it's actually connected to something and make sure I can use it. So far it doesn't actually look like it's plugged into anything. Where's it going? It's going to, oh cool, a joiner. I love it. Okay. One moment, I'm just going to have the HDMI scaler output color bars so that I can make sure I know where stuff is routed. Test pattern, color bars. Okay. So that is not going there. It is going here, right? No? Okay. Why? Is it not plugged in? I messed with my HDMI stuff, so maybe I didn't plug it back in. Cool. Okay. Let me think about this. Oh, you know what? It's right here. That'll be why it's not going over there. There we go. Wait a minute. So that would work. There's color bars. I could just route that to that monitor. I would have no sight line on the upper left corner. Where is this going? Hold on, let me investigate. Okay. So this cable... where does this go? I have so many HDMI
Iris FCHER 100S-O. If we had a signature dish called the Tech Tangent, it would be some kind of chip-based dish with a side of oxide sauce and magnetic tape garnish. For dessert, we have a capacitor plate galak glaze with ice cream, topped with air duster and residue. End of line.
Why is that not outputting anything? What on earth? That should just be going straight into that monitor. That's weird. And BGIRA, thank you for the 100 bits. That your video feed setup is more complicated in our local channel TV studio config? Probably, but they don't have as many weird video sources, so I don't feel bad about it. They also have more people, so they don't need it to be as like complicated to simplify it, if that makes sense in a way. Anyway, that's... why can't I control the ATEM now? Two VCRs at insertion machine and a camera. Yeah. Okay, if I push this button, okay. This output, that one's the ATEM. Okay. So this one, but it's not working. Why is it not working? Is the HDMI cable bad? I'm going to try bypassing the HDMI cable. Ow. Ugh. Just barely managed to not cut myself. One of the cable management channels just fell off of the monitor and down into the abyss. Okay. So I should see color bars up there, but I don't. Why? All right, apparently this is what we're doing today. I was not expecting that, but all right, fine. Maybe there's something weird going on upstream. Let's see. Where does this one go to? Oh, computer fan trying to eat my hair. Okay, it's plugged into the left channel. Left channel gets its video from this cable. Yes, this cable does not appear to be getting video. Why is it not? What is this loose cable? Oh my gosh. Okay, someone has been in here monkeying with stuff. Not thinking about the proper setup. I bet I know what the problem is. I bet I messed this up trying to connect the plasma to it because I was using that to fix things. Ugh. Making more work for myself. Okay. These are the same cable. What is going on here? So is that the long one? Where does this go? Oh my gosh. You know, it would help if this didn't have 12 pounds of cable in here, all making it impossible to see anything. I really actually can't see where anything is going. What if I just cheat and do this? That didn't work. Some reason my network isn't working either. Hopefully I didn't just take that out while doing stuff too. Definitely your own circus. Definitely your monkey, yeah. Well, the whole point of today is to try and fix video capture, so I guess this is technically on topic in a way. So let me just keep plugging away at this. What do I, can I, oh my gosh. There's this HDMI splitter in here that was in the signal path, and I don't know what the deal is. I would try and show you guys this, but I can't even see anything that's going on down here, so no point in me trying to get you guys a view. I would really love to know why I'm not seeing any video from that, though. That is... Wait. Oh. Well, that's not helping. Oh. Huh, okay. Ugh. Well, some makes a little more sense now, so that's good. So the black square I keep accidentally showing, that's from a loop back from the scaler that I am now disabling. So that's gone. And then this cable, where does this go? Because I think I'm about to figure out the problems here. And then I'll make it work. Still no color bars. Why? Bypass this. Does this HDMI splitter even have power? Let's figure that out. This is plugged into a thing down there. It is technically in, but it was kind of loose. It has power. Did a cable get cut? Hopefully not. Put the inner desk lighting. Don't use actual black lights. It degrades all the zip ties. I wouldn't use black lights because I don't want to destroy my eyes. Getting close to figuring this out. Seriously, there's so many long VGA cables that are wound up in here. It really makes it impossible to see anything. I straight up cannot figure out where cables are routed. So for those of us joining, hello, sorry, the stream is weird. I'm trying to set up video capture for a computer that will require DVI capture so that we can test VGA capture, which also isn't working, because everything is a mess. Why is there a loose network cable in here? What? I know why. Okay, that connects it to the real network, which I don't do because I want it to only use the LTE network. Okay, so I understand that one at least. That's one thing that makes sense in this nightmare. Okay. Okay, I found a bundle of cables that's actually related to one of the HDMI things I'm doing. Okay, I think I know. Yeah, that is that cable. Okay, that's working. Okay, is this cable bad? Is that what's going on here? I just plug this in here. What happens? I'm seeing a red light into the HDMI splitter, but it's not working. Wait, I didn't kill this one, did I? Could that be what happened? Because I think there's a dead one floating around here. Well, it doesn't appear to be this one that happened to. Because it's still not working. Why is it not outputting anything? It's not even detecting it as a valid output. Like, the cable's plugged into the monitor. Let me try something stupid, unlike, all the sensible things I've been trying. What, phone? Just want to see if it shows up on this. There's nothing wrong with anything that's down there. That's the color bars. It's something wrong with this monitor. Oh. What? How? Because you saw I had a HDMI going into it earlier from the ATEM.
Matching contact says CHEER 100 psi. End of line.
Why? You know what? Screw it. Whatever. Fine. It works. Great. Yay. I'm so happy. Woohoo. Let's move on.
The language says CHEER 100 ha 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 ha. End of line.
All right, Majeko, thank you for the 100 bits, and Dylan, thank you for the 100 bits too. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing on. Then I'm gonna figure out what input it's going into, and then I'm gonna. I don't think the fans are connected correctly. That's the oh god, something's wrong sound. So what's wrong? Why? They're working fine. Why are they going crazy? So I love how it didn't complain at all when I unplugged it. Now that's normal. And yes, they are spinning. Whoa, stupid computers, man. I don't even want to know. All right, let me disable color bars. Let me find video capture input for this thing. Okay, it's labeled EXT. I don't know which one that is. Is that this? Yes, it is. Okay. The dead hard drive's playing dead hard drive sounds. But let's just turn it off and then turn it back on and it'll be all good.
Algemet says in today's episode of Tech Tangents, the part of antagonist will be played by computers. CHER 100. End of line.
Oh, there. Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. They'll do that with the case open. Guess which switch got disabled? I'm not aware of a switch for that, but maybe. Oh, hard drive's still dying. Weird. Usually it sorts it out. 1 hour for nothing? Old logo's boot image? It's not though. That's my logo for like Akbakuko as a user. Hold on, I'm just trying to get it to stop clicking the hard drive. Because it's easier to turn the computer off and on than it is to, you know, remove the hard drive. All right. We need to grab some stuff from some places. Let's install the operating system first, though. Okay. Why did I just feel like the stool just settled or moved or something weird? Everything seems correct. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Step one here, because it doesn't have any boot devices, is going to be this. So, conveniently, I already had this with the, what do you call it, Ubuntu 2504 ISO. So this is a IOD ST400, one of the best devices that's ever been made by mankind. I am setting it to have an optical disk drive emulator. We're going to save our configuration here. All right. I'm going to go down to OS, to Linux, to Ubuntu. I'm going to go to Ubuntu 2504 desktop, and I'm going to tell it to mount that. So now we can go back home, and we can see that that's there. This is a USB device, and it's connected to a USB port on the front of the computer. So this is now acting as a CD drive that is emulating a burnt DVD with that ISO. I'm also going to have it go ahead and save that setup, and then it's going to tell me to disconnect it, but we're just going to not do that. Doesn't lock up when you save the configuration. Oh no, it does. There you go. That's there's a difference between the mounted hard drive and the mode, but I think it'll still work here. So we'll just try because I'm waiting for the computer to boot still anyway. Ah. All right. Where is it finding an operating system? Is it installed to one of the hard drives? That could explain why it's so slow. I thought it was installed to the SSD. Oh. Maybe the USB cable is bad? Oh, the BIOS thing. Yeah. Don't worry about that. It's fine. I'm going to see where this is mounted real quick, this operating system. Because if this is installed on a hard drive, then man, that explains a lot of things. I really thought it was installed on that SSD I unplugged earlier. Also, I don't think I said it, but Jacob, thank you for the 100 bits. Dylan, thank you for the 100 bits. And Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. I think I know what the problem is. This computer's too old. It doesn't have any USB 4 ports. So that's what's going on there. Clearly, it's just having an identity crisis. It'll probably sort itself out and boot here. Yeah, it's fine. No problems. The other nice thing about this iOD is that this one just uses standard 2.5-inch SATA SSDs. So there's just a drive in there, and I can easily swap that out. So it's not possible for it to wear out the flash. Bagheera. Or Bagheera. No, it's not ringing a bell. I'm sorry. Okay. Now I need to find out if this thing's actually booting off of a hard drive. Because what? Why? Why? Vital Kneve, I'm not so sure about that. I think it doesn't support any file systems. Well, it's not quite true. It does support a file system, but that's not how it works. Since it can emulate a hard drive-ish type device, you can do whatever you want. So I actually have hard drive images, VHDs on here, that emulate FAT32, exFAT. I think one is ext4. Let me just look here. VHD. So I've got one that's big. A FAT32, yeah, an ext4. I have one that is literally just refined, installed, so that I can plug this into a computer and then have it boot off of that and then pick any EFI source to boot from. Okay. Mount point. Let's figure this out. ST. Oh my gosh. It's a hard drive. It's been booting off of a hard drive this whole time. That's why it's so slow. I genuinely thought I had it booting off of that SSD. Oh, that's kind of amazing. Okay. This is the dying hard drive, by the way. It's fine. Whatever. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for lands, or for leave hands, sorry. Um, I'm pretty sure that it does like the most basic, simple, like read from this address to this address as the block device, which is why file fragmentation is such a problem for it. So it doesn't support the dynamic allocation because it needs that full block to be allocated from the beginning. Well, anyway, this doesn't matter. Here's our install media. So we're just going to reboot now, and we're going to boot off of that instead, and we'll be good. Can't believe the thing's been booting off a hard drive for 4 years. That's what's it's slow. That doesn't explain some of its other mysterious issues. So, like right now, the light on the power button is not on, and it should be. So that's a thing. And some days the power button just won't work. And what I have to do is I have to go to the backside power button because it's a server, so the motherboard has a power button directly on it to turn it on from the rear side of the rack. So yeah, I'm just spamming escape right now so we can get into the menu. Fun fact here, the boot menu is designed for 4x3 displays, but since I only use this with 16:9 ones, that's actually a squished in narrowed image for the old logo because I knew it would display on 16:9 displays, so it stretches the 4x3 output. All right, boot menu, iOD virtual CD-ROM, coffee. Coffee, go bye bye. Bye. Oh my gosh, hiccups. Yeah. Can't boot coffee? Man, if I could though. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Typical NVIDIA Linux experience right there. Yep, that's what I would expect. Oh, hey, look, it's good. All right. Pro tip: always try the Linux distribution. Don't just click install because that gets you a whole desktop environment, and the install program just runs as a normal program, and then you can do other things while the installer runs. iOD seems to be faster than the hard drive was. Yes. System is not connected to the internet. I mean, technically it should be, but the Pi might have failed. So you know what? Just never mind then. Just go ahead. I'm somewhere in. That's not where I am. Nope, still not. No, not quite. That one's good. Okay. I wouldn't actually set a time zone, but I kind of need to for daylight savings time since everyone else are weirdos and use daylight savings time. Okay, so yeah, I want to just use that, and I just want the whole thing. Just do it, whatever. I don't care. Swap file or swap? Oh, there's no swap partition option anymore, huh? Well, that sucks. Okay, fine. Swap to a file. How big is it gonna make it? Or is it dynamic? Or can I change it? I don't know. Not by our choice. We keep asking for. I'm gonna not comment on that. Moving on. Full name: Computer Mick VGA Einstein. I don't know. What username do you want? Just Aquacuckoo, because if it's anything else, I won't remember. S-Z820-VGA. Password is the most secure password on the planet. Boom. Password fails dictionary check. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. And in addition to the bad password, log me in automatically. Boom. All right, you will not be able to undo these changes. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. All right, hooray! The password can't spell his username, yeah. All right, so I want to try and look at something here really quick. Oh, actually, this should be fine. D-message. Now think about it. Sudo. Hold on. Home button. Sudo. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. That's right. It's the 10 gig X520 network card that has the problem. And I've almost always had one of those in there. The X520 has like something wrong with the Linux kernel driver, and it always spews errors to dmessage. It's super annoying. Anyway, ls PCI. Somewhere in there is the capture card. No. Multimedia. Data path. There it is. Hooray. That's it. Also, yeah, this computer has FireWire because it's the best computer ever. All right. While we're waiting for this, let me use this opportunity to complain about YouTube comments. Why does everyone think it would be easier to make a CD changer robot than it is to just reverse engineer the command protocol for one? Like, that is not even remotely true. It already mechanically functions perfectly. You are not going to do better than a device literally made to do it. Okay? Just figuring out the software interface is way easier than having to make a software interface and make the hardware.
Or who says, why does everyone think C? That last word is the issue. CHER 100. End of line.
Thank you for letter bits. Availability. So that's one thing. Someone should design an open source one and make it for that reason. But they were saying I should have thrown away all the kinematics for this robot and made my own out of a gutted 3D printer. That's what they were saying. That it wasn't worth the effort to reverse engineer just the command interface. It's just so stupid. Especially if they think using an articulated arm to do the same task. Yeah, it's so dumb.
The Torskums subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 42 months, currently on a 42-month streak. And says the answer to your question, Shelby, is life, the universe, and everything. End of line.
Taters Games, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 42 months. I appreciate that. Hundreds of Maker YouTube videos warping YTers' perspective about the effort needed to engineer a solution from the ground up. Yes, like you would not believe. I'm so glad that the Parafractic video about him casting the back of the Atari XL or 800 or whatever it was is long past people's current memories. So every time there's a piece of cracked plastic or something that's broken, people aren't saying, oh, you can just rebuild it from nothing. It's definitely a thing where one person will spend way too much time trying to solve a common problem, succeed, and then make it look like everyone else who wants to go, I don't want to solve this problem, should be able to do that. Like, kind of what I did with reverse engineering the CD robot. It makes it seem like anyone should be able to reverse engineer the USB driver protocol of a device that they have. That's not realistic. This was a very special case where it was not difficult to do because it's just a serial device, and I was able to run the software, the original software that actually communicated with it. So it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous how stuff gets warped, like you said, the perspective. All right, I need to make sure it actually boots the correct thing. Thinking Project Blinky and Nick taking 8 hours to make a bracket. See, I don't know that one. Serial over USB is easy? Yes. Anyone could already USB device, just not everyone can do it within one lifetime. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what I want. That's the hard drive. So I think I want this, but I don't know why this isn't also being called Ubuntu. So let's just see what happens. I wish the SSD had a LED on it for blinking. Okay. Ubuntu 22. Okay, so that makes it seem like this is probably going to be correct. Yeah, if I knew like what kernel that was, that would be helpful, but I don't. It was asked how long things take after saying it takes 3 times longer when you're filming, so they put a stopwatch on a bracket that was needed, 2 minutes of video, 8 hours real time. Yeah, no, definitely that kind of thing. Yeah, 100%. Saying it takes 3 times longer when you're filming? Yes. Like, last weekend, when we took 2 hours to drill a hole in the robot to mount an arm, that's not because I'm incompetent. That's because it just takes longer. I would say when streaming things take even longer because there's the constant distraction of needing to read chat. Not that I dislike that, it's just that I need to, or else this becomes extremely boring for everyone involved. And then I have to convey what I'm doing. I have to, think about the camera framing and all that kind of stuff. It is a lot more difficult to do literally anything. So, ooh, Coder Joe, that's super cool. And then to replace software employer used with it, you just sniff 2 serial ports. There are manuals out there you can set other countries. What's part of our doc set? Ah, that is cool though. I hear that. I swear I'm not incompetent bit. Yeah, now that you've done some streaming. No, that's not why they use an AI voiceover. That's because, well, there's many reasons that they would do that. Partially cheap or lazy. And I will just leave it at that for now. Okay. I can already tell that this is not correct, so give me 1 second here. I need to set this from full to limited. Boom. That looks better. How about for you guys? Yeah, that looks incorrect there too. Let me change that to limited. It's already limited. Maybe 422 limited? Hold on. Oh no, that's right. You guys get the same output. This. No, you don't. RGB 444. No. Uh-oh. Yeah. I swear one of these works right. That might be correct. Not convinced. I think it's not. Let me try and open something that has some fine details. I don't know. This looks too contrasty to me. Usually dark themes highlight it more. I don't know. I'm stuck between the two monitors being different, and the bottom one is probably better, which would make it look higher contrast. Okay, now definitively I know. It's not correct. This section and this section are different colors, and they don't look like it on the bottom one. I may not be able to fix this, though. There we go. So RGB limited does not look correct, but YUV does. So here's full. So you can see that looks a little too contrasty. And then that actually has the detail that's missing. Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely way better. Okay. So Nulderf, the whole setup is crazy, ridiculous. I won't, I won't try and convey all of it, but I'll just say that it's a very complicated setup, and I can configure that kind of stuff. At least I'm pretty yeah, those are definitely different colors now. I think that's going to be good enough. It may not be perfect, but that's at least acceptable. I think it's right though. Okay. Okay. I feel like it's still crushed, but I don't know. The other option is, oh, that's right, it doesn't come to get installed. All right, you know what? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now we have to install the data path drivers. So, and my video just cut out for some reason. And now it's back. That's fun. I already have the data path drivers on the streaming computer, so let me just copy them off of that. I'm going to use the iOD to do this, and I'm just going to have it mount a VHD as a flash drive because I'm lazy. Wait, it's like a whole Linux install. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's annoying. All right, whatever. I'll just copy it to the desktop folder, I guess. Okay, I'm going to copy two things here. One is the driver, and the other is going to be the last stable copy of VCS, which was an open source implementation of the data path controller software for the card that was way better. Yeah. Oh, well, this is kind of telling to me. Those of you who know color space issues, this doesn't look right to me, and that's native to the computer. So I think it's possible that this computer's actual video output is getting crushed. And I never noticed somehow. That it doesn't seem right. Color profile, that's viable. So that's an NVIDIA card. Let me Let me get risky here. Okay, well, this isn't controlling anything. You know what? We'll just not worry about it. It's probably fine. I only use it for video. I mean, what's what's the worst that could happen? Such a shame. Dev took down VCS. Yeah, it really does suck. So frustrating. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna eject the drive and then move it over. No removable devices attached. Yeah, but what about the thing that I plugged in? All right. Well, it doesn't want. It thinks it's an actual hard drive, so it's not giving me the option to eject it. So I can't. Meh, whatever. Yoink. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I'm configuring the iOD again with the hard drive. VHD. Linux. Boom. All right, that's the wrong one. Mountain open, home, nerd, desktop, those, copy. Okay. So these are what we need. Let's start off by looking at the Vision install. Also, let me just reboot the Raspberry Pi in case this actually like really needs some driver nonsense. I think it does. And I might want to install like build essentials or whatever. Raspberry Pi acts like it's working. I do actually have internet, so why does this not? I'm going to plug a network into the other Ethernet port. Let's see. Stop development says GPL can't be taken down. Yes. Google.com. Okay, it is working. Wow, that looks weird. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to mess with the color anymore. Okay, so we got internet extract here. And let's do this. Okay. Shift F4. Okay. Let's install a couple of things here really quick. Sudo apt update. Could not get apt lock. Oh, cool. It's doing that on its own in the background. Fun. Delightful. Looks normal on stream. All right, I'll just take you guys' word for it. The white background looked extremely dim to me on this monitor, but I don't know. Could also just be the backlight not being super fresh. I'm extra sensitive to color space issues with video because I am aware of it and I understand the problems, and it really bothers me when I see video that is not doing the correct stuff. Look very white. All right. Updates available. Yeah, I figured that out. All right. This is literally what it just did, but I just want to run it from the command line. Okay, perfect. Let's just see what the size of upgrade would be. Let's see. Download size 1 gig. Nah, I think I'm good, actually. No thanks. Okay. Sudo apt install build essential. Let's go ahead and grab git. We should get I'll just start with that for now. Pretty less than 20 gigs is fine. Oh, I don't think you understand my internet. A normal person would have no problem with that. For me, it's a little more difficult. Ugh. Not enough is piled up. Oh, I should probably install it. And by probably, I mean I should. It's just going to be difficult. And my video feed cut out again. Love that. Only have 32 minutes. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why not. And video's back. I should run it more with the A time to see if it happens with that too. Make sure it's not just that video source. Okay, one thing that I wanted to do today, and I am enjoying, it's actually kind of nice to stand. I miss standing. This project's been taking too much sitting time. All right. So to compile the drivers, there is a doc, and the doc says go into the scripts folder and run install.kernel, and then it does the install, and then we sudo that, and go, and that ended fast. Yes, with a capital Y. Wait, what? Beginning install unsupported kernel. Why did it install an RT kernel? Oh no. So funny story. Removed support for real-time kernels. So why did this install an RT kernel? Because it's never done that before. It doesn't look RT to me. Is it? Or is that this? No, it's a GTX. And I don't even think I have NVIDIA drivers installed. No. It's not a 1070, it's a 970. Where do you get a 1070? Not even sure I own one of those. Oh, wait, I do. It's in the... Was in the server? Is in the server? I'm not 100% sure. It's not the RT kernel. Why is it identifying it as an RT kernel then? Unsupported kernel architecture. Okay, I got a different idea. SH. Yes. Ah! $970, there you go. It's a stupid Zotac card. So I know that it's a 970. It's a long, dumb story on the origin of that card. Want to know what's in boot? Probably a sock, maybe a foot. Ba-doom. So we got generic. Yeah, not RT.
Erg subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 43 months, currently on a 43-month streak, and says 320x200. End of line.
Yeah, the resolution of Doom. Hi, Robert. Thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 43 months. I appreciate that. Stupid Zotax. Have you tested the IQ video card? Insane installer. Yeah, RT is not mainline. Can it capture 320 by 200? Yes. Because nothing actually outputs video that is that. It's 640 by 400 or 480. So yeah, no, there is no actual VGA video mode that is 320 by 200. It is pixel, well, technically line doubled, but pixel doubled too. Well, this is a different problem than I anticipated having. So that's fun. Yeah, we might be able to mess with the kernel. We're going to do this first. This is going to seem weird, but trust me when I say this is going to be beneficial. Git init, git add dot, and it's going to yell at me that I don't have a thing in a moment. Yes, it was actually outputting 640 by 400. Git commit dash am init. I don't really need the M. And then I'll just copy these, and then there we go. Good as new. There we go. Okay. CD scripts. This space bar is messed up. I need to pop it off and look at it really quick here. The stabilizer is not attached on the left side for some reason. It's not attached on the right side. And then it's syncing on the left side. Why is it not attached on the right side? It's almost like the bar is splayed or too long. There we go. Fixed. All right, CD scripts, Vim. Oh, cool, we have Vim. Okay. Install.kernel. Yeah, okay. Actually, not that. Install.sh, because this is the one that checks. And then RT. Okay. Oh, man. Uname-R preempt, grep preempt. RT. Yeah, go look up a list of VGA modes. There is no VGA mode for 320 by 200. That is the actual output mode. There's a digital equivalent, but again, the video card just line doubles. If arch equals 64, if preempt RT equal, then RT, well, I got an idea here. Oh no, what happened to those lines? They just fell off the back of the truck. Oh gosh. Oh darn, that's just awful. Oh, I dropped them. Now they're gone. Oh man, that's such a shame. Darn. I guess we'll just have to go without those lines now. Canceling installation. Please remove the driver. Installation. What? Please remove this driver installation. Do you wish to accept the data path? I said yes. What? Why? Okay, there we go. I don't. Maybe there was like a trailing space or something, and it was matching a string literal. Oh, I put the question mark in. Okay. Yeah. Whoops. All right. Failed to build module 2. Okay. So this is what we get when we do it this way. And this way kind of sucks. Now we're going to do git reset hard head. That was almost correct. Okay, and now we're just going to do make. Let's try that one more time, and we'll do... Wait, well, why did this not work? Why did it say a bunch of permission denieds? Cannot create permission denied. Well, that's curious. Okay. Git reset hard head. Okay. Sudo make. Slinky Adventure. How many keystrokes does it take to type in the 2 exclamation points? Takes as many as necessary. Mm-hmm. How many keystrokes does it take to push up and home? All right, this is where it crashes on the VGA computer as well. Yeah, I am a strong proponent against never using sudo exclamation point, because you can always just go up to the last command and then press home. It's one fewer keystroke and easier to tell exactly what you're doing. Oh, was it critiquing? Oh, yeah, no, I get that. I just get it a lot. Last time you installed these drivers, you needed this patch. Yeah, but I think that's different this time. Patch for data path, Linux. Remove string copy. I do think that might be a thing. VM flags, straight up bugs in RGB config. Let's see. I'm looking at the patch here because I want to see if it messes with the sound thing, because I think this is a new problem. SND card free. Oh, this might actually do it. Hold on. For Vision, that's for a different version of the driver, unfortunately. Matter of fact, the official driver, the actual driver that I'm using now, supports a newer revision of the kernel than this does. In theory. Whether or not it actually works is a different thing entirely. Wait a minute. There's no rule that says I have to use the latest version of the drivers. Hmm. So if we use this version of the driver and then apply the patch, which I'm going to have to learn how to apply a patch, then maybe it'll work. Thought of experimenting with RISC-V computers. Well, first off, I would have to have one. And second off, architectures don't matter. So whether your computer runs an 8088, 68K, 6502, it doesn't actually matter because you don't run instructions. You run software. And what the software's only objective is to abstract the instructions. So the architecture of a CPU does not matter for 99.99999% of people. Patch P0 whatever patch. I don't know, that sounds complicated. Came across an Intel 8089 CPU. Well, now you got my interest here. Where do I get this patch file? Or do I just, cause, oh, here it is. Okay, raw. Copy. Let's just go here, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do, excuse me, hit caps lock, wget, that. Now we got our patch file. We finished downloading the driver. We have SND card is newer API. Yeah. Okay, so I just run this command in the folder. That works. I just put the patch file in the folder and then run the command in the folder. Seriously, I've never patched anything because this is one of those things where I'm gonna agree with people that Linux sucks. Okay, the whole email patch application or process for doing stuff sucks. It's terrible. Why was Git made and then not used? What's the point? Anyway, patch doesn't need to be in the folder. Okay, so maybe I want it. Maybe I can just do this. I'll just point it to my my home folder. Okay, it might be P1. Look at the patch file. Well, how do you know? Okay, so we do patch. Okay, and then starts with an A prefix. That sounds useful to people who know what that means. Okay. Why do we have to pipe it in? That's so stupid. That's right, tilde's in a weird spot on this keyboard. Patching files. Okay. You know what I should have done? I should have done a git repo thing. Git init, here, git, add, dot. You're not piping, you're redirecting. It's the same thing. Remember a tiny bit of patch format? Why is email ever using anything anymore? Email 100% needs to stick around. We can get rid of Mastodon. We can get rid of AT protocol. We can get rid of anything else. Email needs to stay because it is the only truly free communication protocol that we have. Mastodon or ActivityPub in theory could work, but it's not. It's never going to get as wide a support as email. So we need to keep email. Okay. Git commit am patched. All right. So it's almost impossible to make the email protocol not free. Yes. Until you need to jump through a bunch of hurdles, just get major use services, drop your message instead of. Yeah, I mean, that is the bigger problem. Yeah, the running, not getting blacklisted is a big issue. There's a reason that I don't host my own email on a custom domain, and it is because of that. But it is still technically possible. All right, so now we can do the thing again. Since this one isn't the version that has the dropped RT support, in theory, it shouldn't match against whatever weird nonsense it was matching against to fail. So let's go ahead and try sudo scripts install.kernel. I accept whatever things are going to happen. It's the reason why I don't trust using my self-hosted email for anything serious. Exactly. Unfortunately, it's easier to ban someperson.org than Google, gmail.com. Yeah. Disk ripping machines, few IDE optical drives. I was thinking it might have been good fits. One was Yamaha, CRW. So if it's just going to be pure CD, I have Plex stores. I just put the Plex stores in. I would rather buy one more of the IDE Plex stores that are in that karaoke ripper than any other options, because that would still ultimately be cheaper probably. But, oh, I guess I never told you guys on stream. So I bought 3 of the Blu-ray drives. No, I did tell you. Anyway, I bought 3 of the Blu-ray drives. They're on their way. They're not going to be here until Monday, maybe, though. So, do I wish to install the Linux Vision sample application? Yes, actually, I would like that. That is the really barbaric controller program. Is this going to work? Could I just install this on the existing operating system down here and then not have to worry about this? Wait a minute. Hold on. That might be a lot easier. No more optical drives being made at all. I already kind of knew that was coming. That's why I had bought some of the LG Blu-ray drives that I already did. But I got bad news for you. There haven't been any good optical drives made in a long time anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, all right. So we have a problem. Sudo apt install open CV. Oh no. How do I lib open CV? Lib open. No, not all libs. Just lib open C. Oh, that looks awful. I bet all of that is like 4 gigs, isn't it? Download size 182 megs. I mean, that's not that bad. It might be just dev, but, well, it's probably going to be, that's all of them. Okay, so that doesn't help. Let's try just video -dev and see if that's enough. So here's a problem. VCS will not run without OpenCV. So the program that's hiding behind the magic curtain here, this, will not run without OpenCV. So let's see if just the video one is good enough. VCS. Lib OpenCV image proc. I don't know what that is. So which one's image proc? Oh, there's just straight up image proc. Okay. Image proc dev. Image proc was already the newest version, Rutro. Okay, that's fun. All right, make clean. No such. Oh, QMake. Oh man, really? I don't want to use QMake. Why you gotta be like that? Fine. Sudo. Let's just do it down here. Sudo apt install QMake 6, but it's 5. uh, mm, libqt5, that would be qmake 5, not qmake 6. That won't work. qt5 qmake. Okay, qt5 qmake. We probably need like the, dependencies or whatever, but let's just do this for now and see what happens. What were the other options? That doesn't look like 300 either, so it's probably not all, but Qt5, Qmake, Qmake bin, Qt5 style, it's like a bunch of stuff or whatever. Okay. Make clean, unknown modules in Qt, core GUI widgets. I mean, those sound like maybe they're important or something, but I don't know. Core GUI widgets? I mean, I can't see needing those. Not only a bump in the Qt version, but a bump in the road as well. Yeah. Okay. Sudo apt install qt5. Let's look this up. Ubuntu qt5 SDK install. Going back earlier today, it's year month, so it's a 13-year-old library. I'm wearing the wrong shirt. Oh no. 0 days since I recompiled the Linux kernel, yeah. Probably libqt5. All right, let's just. It's not like I got anything better to do. Libqt5. Display 124. Holy moly, that's a lot of things. Hold on. Core. libqt5 dev? No. Qt5 GUI. It's been on 5 as long as Windows has been on 10. Yeah. There's a master package that installs all of these. I forget what it's called. That was what I was hoping that this would tell me. So let me just install Qt5 default. Could that be it? No. Qt creator, Qt, that's it. Qt5 base dev, that's the one. $60 megs. That's not horrible. Yeah, all right. Let's go. Let me grab my phone because it keeps making noises. Where is my phone? Oh, why is it buried under a bunch of junk? Did a lot of reorganizing this morning. Not that you can see any of it behind me. Okay. We already built that. It's VCS that's giving us grief. So make clean. Oh, that might have worked. Okay. Make. Boom. Software Google Fiber installation next week. Yeah, no kidding. I need to call them again. I have checked on the website. It's still not available on the website, but maybe if I call them, I don't know. They contact my landlords, make sure they actually showed up and investigated the site. I don't know. One of these millennia, I'll have Google Fiber. Again, for those of you who don't know, Google Fiber is available so close that if there were no walls, I could throw this flashlight and hit a building that has Google Fiber. And I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. That's how close it is. Never going to remember to use the J flag. So I actually thought about it, and then I didn't do it. So the real reason I don't use the J flag, okay, is because I never believe that I have everything actually ready, and I don't want it to like crud up the terminal with a bunch of parallel jobs, and then the actual fail is like buried way up high, and I have to scroll super high up to go find it. I want it to fail linearly. So if I know something's gonna work, I'll use J. But if I don't know, I don't use it because I want to see it as like the last possible thing. Need to monitor the Google Fiber website for areas where it isn't available, and those areas will gradually disappear. Well, you know where Shelby is. Yeah. Where the one tiny dot of no coverage is, that's the office. Yeah. They will discontinue it the day before you get it. No, they will discontinue it the day after it says it's available here. See your own fiber cable out the window of the next building. I'm like getting tempted. I'm actually, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but it's very frustrating that it's not available. Error struct image has no member pixels. Oh, I feel like this is something that I had to fix before. Miss Dot, no, the bit rate's very low. Okay, let me do this. Since I screwed up and I didn't do this the way that I wanted. That's right, this is the window. Open a new window. I'm just going to copy this here, and then I'm going to extract it here. And I just want to see if this has a fix for that already. Oh, wait. What SDK version is this? I don't. It might have built against the wrong SDK. I might need to look into that, but let me just look at this first. So source filters, output scalar, output filter scalar, source scalar. No, filters. output scaler. Okay, and then like line 78, was it? Yeah, 78. Nope, I do have pixels in there. Okay, drat. That's not the problem then. Wait a minute, this is an OpenCV issue. Oh no. I hate OpenCV so much. It is the worst library to have to compile against by far. Is there an option to not compile against OpenCV? I don't remember. Depends on the following libraries. Both OpenCV 4 and 3 should be compatible, but no guarantees. Yeah, whatever. Nope, it's required. Well, that sucks. What type is DST image? A pointer. Good luck. It's an image underscore S pointer. I'm half tempted to try and rip out all of the OpenCV stuff, but I really don't want to like deal with it. Oh, it's so annoying. What time is it? Oh, it's time to end stream. I'm glad I looked at the clock because I was just gonna keep going. I totally spaced. All right, here's the deal. We'll try this again tomorrow, or before stream, I'm going to try the compilation steps. I don't have OpenCV installed on stream PC. No, we need to do it on this first. We're in this far. We're finishing this tomorrow. We'll have to figure out the OpenCV nonsense. I'm not banging my head against the wall. I'm not bringing this thing home. It's way too heavy. I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, that's very annoying. I'll have to figure that out later. That's someone dissatisfying. Yeah. What does it use OpenCV for? I think annoyingly, it literally just uses it for video scaling. It has some other filter nonsense, but I think it might use it for just stretching the video, which is going to make it so we can't do it. So yeah, you can see all this stuff here: rotate, sharpen, focus, peaking. So it does flip. Like, it does a lot of very basic stuff using it. I'm going to guess the developer was just familiar with OpenCV already and just utilized it because it simplified their code path. So, but it is all extremely rudimentary stuff that did not need to have OpenCV used. So, oh well. You do the same. Yeah, I get it for the purposes of simplifying human cycles. But as far as compute cycles, it's awful. Well, all right. We made progress. We got the driver to compile. That's frankly the bigger win. Tomorrow, I will set up a VGA source. I'll probably get the Microsoft Surface set up with a VGA mini DisplayPort adapter thing. We'll be able to do a capture here. I wouldn't have done a capture today either way because I have to shut down the computer to plug in the DVI to VGA adapter that it will require because the card doesn't mount very well. And I want to make sure that it doesn't poke out of the slot while I'm plugging it in. So I'm going to have to open the computer, plug in the VGA adapter, close it back up, and make sure it's just all in there. So anyway, we'll test. We did install the Linux capture sample programs. Fun fact, okay, DataPath provides the drivers for Linux so you can do video capture, but they don't actually provide you a video capture program. They just expect you to do your own thing. DataPath actually designs these for use in applications like video walls. So they're assuming that you have a computer that is like stretching the image and then outputting it to like 16 monitors or whatever. So they don't really care. I'm the weirdo trying to use it for high precision video capture. OBS can use it, yes, but OBS does not expose all of the tuning options. So it makes it not really suitable. So, yeah. It's the main thing you want to capture from this, old computers. There's not one main thing. VGA capture is just like a bog standard required item for everything I do. So, yeah, there's no one thing. It's many things. Yeah. The last thing was a computer from 2005, and that's the only hint I'll give you, and it's not enough of a hint for you to figure out what it was I was doing. But yeah, I did do VGA capture of that computer, but it didn't work out quite as well as I wanted. So, need PCIe CGA capture card? Well, that would be easy since it's digital, but yeah. Anyway, we should run the outro. Everything he does, having not touched it in a year, I got longer than that, unfortunately. Or else I would have known, but yeah. So anyway, we will continue this tomorrow, 20 hours from now. Tomorrow's stream will be a 4-hour stream if you are new here. You can follow to be notified when I go live again next. It's 10 a.m. my time. I have no idea your time, but if you want to know what time the stream will start your time, you can look at the schedule down below. I pretty rigidly adhere to the schedule. But yeah. Well, we'll figure this out, maybe. I don't know. OpenCV issues are kind of... so yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I guess that's it. So if you enjoyed the stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time. And printer. And now I gotta go mute my microphone in the software because it won't mute in the hardware. I guess I can just turn it off too. All right, bye.